With the recent announcement by the creators of the show that there's going to be a body count in Season 4 Volume 2, I thought I'd theorize and give my predictions on who I think could potentially succumb to the volume, and not make it out alive. So let's get into it. Here are theories and predictions on who may not survive Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. With the end of Season 4 Volume 1 highlighting to us the origins of Vecna, and that Number 1 caused the Hawkins facility massacre, there are multiple arcs left open and individuals in locations that could potentially leave them in vulnerable positions. I'm going to break this video down into the specific characters that could potentially be killed off in Volume 2, and elaborate on why this could be. Max. Currently, I would say that Max is the person with the highest chance of being killed off in Season 4 Volume 2, despite being an extremely main character, with the need for her to listen to her favourite song over and over again to keep Vecna at bay, and whilst almost being claimed by Vecna on several occasions in Volume 1, Vecna has a clear pathway into her mind if she decides to stop listening to the music, or an error were to occur, with her guilt for Billy's death being something that's ongoing, and it not looking like it's going to change. Vecna's grasp could be a matter of moments away. In the Volume 2 trailer, we also saw Vecna look like he was going to claim her again, and with a tear going down her cheek and it not seeming like there's anybody that's nearby to stop him from doing it, this season could bring the end for the character Max. I'll be devastated if that's the case, but it would be extremely powerful, and a bold move for the show to make. Eddie. There are many theories floating around about Eddie potentially being killed in the next installment of Stranger Things. We know that Eddie is standing on top of his trailer in the Volume 2 trailer, and is playing the guitar. This could be to lure the Demobats away, or it could be to get Nancy out of her state of sleep where Vecna is inside of her mind. If it's related to the Demobats, then he may well be ambushed by the bats, and unlike Steve, he may not be able to escape the attack, especially considering he has no experience with these beasts or the Upside Down. Another one could be that with Jason on the hunt for him, if he manages to make it into the Upside Down, or Eddie manages to make it out, Jason will be looking to seek vengeance for Chrissy's death. So Eddie is also not safe from that perspective, and could have Jason waiting for him if he evades the trouble in the Upside Down. We also know that Eddie and Dustin are roaming around the Upside Down, armed with weapons, where there appeared to be a moment in the trailer where Dustin was letting out a harrowing scream towards Eddie, where he could well be in danger. There was also this other clip in the trailer, which to me looked like Eddie's head and hair, and this is what we usually see when Vecna is inside of one's mind. So Vecna could also be seeking out Eddie if their paths were to cross. We don't know much about Eddie's past, but there could be a revelation where guilt is present inside of him. Steve. In Season 4 Volume 1, we witnessed Steve being attacked by a group of Demobats, and then being bitten by a Demobat when he entered the Upside Down through the gateway underneath the lake. We saw that he was injured and had a gaping wound following the attack, but he soldiered on. There was a clip that we saw later on in the episode where they arrived at Eddie's trailer, where he was coughing as he approached the entrance, and he was holding his side where his wound was. Inside the Upside Down, there's no way that he's able to get treatment, so a couple of different things could potentially arise. We could see him continuing to lose blood, and then lose his battle that way. Or as we know, everything inside of the Upside Down is connected. The bite he received from the Demobat could be inside of him, and slowly turning him into a host, which would then see the group need to defeat him. Or one final option is for Nancy to be in danger, and with his love being extremely apparent for the character, he could well sacrifice himself in order to keep Nancy safe. Nancy. We saw Nancy being claimed by Vecna at the end of Season 1, and learning of Vecna's origin. Vecna doesn't seem to have the capability to enter everybody's mind, but only the people who he's seen have a weakness, or feels guilt about something specific that's happened in the past. We saw this with Nancy. She felt guilty about Barb's death a few seasons back. When Nancy was supposed to be meeting Barb, she was instead with Steve. Some of the final words that Barbara screamed was Nancy's name, and Nancy has felt guilty about it ever since. Hence how Vecna was able to enter her mind in the Volume 1 finale. If the power and guilt is strong enough, then she may well become one of Vecna's victims. We've seen her in the attic in the Krill house firing a weapon towards Vecna, so this could even occur in the physical sense and not inside of the mind. Lucas. In the Season 4 Volume 2 teaser trailer, we witnessed Lucas staying put inside of the Krill house attic and safeguarding it from the people that were oncoming. We saw him in a battle with Jason, the person looking to seek revenge on the Hellfire Club for the cult-like rituals and what he believes is the involvement in Chrissy's death. We could see Lucas get killed by Jason in the battle, as he most certainly believes that he has nothing to lose, or we could potentially see him get killed when trying to save Max. We saw Max and Lucas reconcile in Season 4 Volume 1, and they genuinely made up. You could sense the feelings that Lucas still had for Max in the show, and if we do see Vecna go on to claim Max like we saw in the Volume 2 trailer, he could be prepared to sacrifice himself for the sake of Max's life. Will started the whole process of this back when he was younger and was stuck inside of the Upside Down. We saw Will state about Vecna how he won't stop, not until he's taken everybody. We know that Will hasn't crossed paths with Vecna at all in this season, so how does he know about it? Well, Will could be very much connected to the Upside Down, more so than anybody else. The Flayer used Will as a host, something that no other character had experienced before, other than Billy, and he didn't live to tell the tale. Will could very much be in tune with what's going on in the Upside Down, despite not being present from a physical point of view. This could in turn cause Will to have a part of him killed, or the entirety of him killed if part of the Upside Down is destroyed, or if the Flayer is destroyed. Part of the Upside Down is something that I believe lives in Will, so any damage could bring harm his way. 11 has come face to face with Vecna before, but in the form of number 1. However, I believe that before 11 will face off against Vecna, she'll have many other people on her tail. She has the agents that have been following Will and Mike closing in, and trying to seek out her location. They could be a potential threat to her in Volume 2, but it appears as though she managed to destroy them in the desert, and also utilize her powers inside of Project Nina on them, so I don't think that will be an issue. We also have the potential threat of Brenner and the group not allowing her to leave Project Nina and wanting to use her as a weapon, but I personally think that that's something that isn't going to go ahead. It appeared as though we saw Brenner carrying a weak 11 out of Nina, so maybe he's a changed person. The largest threat I believe lies with Vecna. The closing shot of the Volume 2 trailer could well be her utilizing her powers on him, whilst she is inside of his mind. She's inside the Krill house, which looked formed, something we haven't seen when Vecna has been in other people's minds, so it could be a very dangerous place for her, and either Vecna could get the better of her, or if she discovers that she can enter his mind, she may lose control of her powers and cause herself to be vulnerable. Hopper is a character that we were made to believe was dead following the end of Season 3. We saw that he was in fact alive, and we witnessed him spend the entirety of Volume 1 inside of the Russian prison, after they captured him following the finale in Season 3. In the Season 4 Volume 2 trailer, we witnessed him come across what I believe is the core of the Mind Flayer, and also looking like he had a Demogorgon or Demodog on top of him, about to take a bite out of his face. We're yet to know if Hopper is going to make it out of the Russian prison. We could see the Flayer behind the barricade get released, a Demogorgon attack him, or the guards in the prison hunt him down. We've seen a clip of Murray firing a flamethrower inside of the Russian prison, based off of the snow falling down, so one could assume that could be against the Demogorgon or dog, meaning that it's certainly going to be on Hopper's tail. Brenner. In the past, we were made to believe that Brenner was killed in the earlier seasons of the show, but in Volume 2 we got to see that Brenner was in fact still alive. We haven't seen any kind of threat towards him in the 7 episodes of Volume 1, but with the agents closing in on Nina, with the aim of getting 11, he could well sacrifice himself or put himself in harm's way to ensure that she gets out alive and is safe. Papa, as she knew him, was seen in a shot of Volume 2 carrying her out of the facility, which makes me think that he does definitely care about her. And if we're looking at a death in the show that wouldn't necessarily impact Season 5, the final season of the show, it could well be him. Robin. When we look at Robin's inclusion so far in Volume 1, she hasn't really put herself in a vulnerable position where she'd be a target, nor do I think she has something for Vecna to latch onto. However, we do see in a shot in the Volume 2 trailer that the vines in the Upside Down have a hold of her, and Nancy and Steve are trying to cut her free, so she could well become a victim to the wrath of the Upside Down, due to her lack of experience there, rather than being claimed by Vecna himself. The likelihood of there being deaths in Season 4 Volume 2 of the show is high, based off of what the creators have said. However, the weight of those deaths is something that has not been confirmed, but at this point in the show, any death will be felt with great impact and effect. So, there you have it, the theories and predictions around who could potentially be killed in Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2. If you want to see more videos on Stranger Things such as Volume 1 ending explained, theories and predictions on specific characters, or a breakdown of the most recent trailer, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie to review, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. Who do you think won't make it out of Season 4 Volume 2? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.